record. Welcome, Pilgrimm, developers, anybody viewing the VOD. My name is Benny. I'm a judge for the RPG Maker Game Jam 2025. This is a game called Pilgrimm. It looks very interesting. Always dash on. I always turn that on because, I don't know, holding shift to dash in RPG Maker, not my favorite thing. Oh, sorry, we need to click the timer on. There we go. Over the course of a year, I've made my journey from Epithenia to Carcosa and back again. A year since I've seen my friends, a year, capital Y, since I've seen my mother, capital M, a year since I've seen the man who set me on this path. I'd be consistent with the capitalization. That's easier, I think. But that year has came and went. My journey, capital My, is over. For capital It, I will go from Pilgrimm to Hierophant. What's a Hierophant? Is there a define Hierophant? Oh, it's a H-E-I-E. A person, especially a priest, who interprets sacred mysteries or esoteric principles. Okay. I will turn... Oh, I'll get the tab in. I will return to my mother a success. Okay, and though she'll never ask for it, I'll bring home for her the wealth to give our village a name. So our village is nameless, and we are a priest returning to our mothers, trying to impress our mothers. What I need to do now is to accept our Emporer's divine blessing. Oh, there's interesting outlines for these sprites. Look very custom. I'm just wondering why everyone has outlines except for this one up here. This looks like, reminds me of Lord of the Rings with is it Theoden? Is that the king of the horsey place? On behalf of the bishop, on behalf of the emperor, we thank you greatly for making your pilgrimage to the Kaitoke Palace. Your emperor extends his gratitude. So we are, it says emperor sometimes and then emperor sometimes else. So even if there is a language barrier, it's still not consistent in itself. Hark, I tire of this shallow dance. The rite of passage is postponed. You pilgrims and soldiers groveling for your trinkets, it makes me sick. Until I am no longer a target, you will wait here. If you wish to leave, you turn your back on this empire. Also be consistent with the number of dots you have. I am actually quite liberal if you want to use lots of dots, because I've played Umineko and they have lots of dots, and I like it. But if you're going to have 2 and 3, I think that's short enough where you should make it consistent. Now be gone. My bishops and I have much to discuss. Yeah, I don't mind 5 dots there. His will be done. Hello, young pilgrim. Is Pilgrimm, is that like with 2 M's, is that Old English? Okay, Pilgrimm with 2 M's is part of the Marvel database? I don't know. Okay. How to spell it. Okay. It's been long since I've seen you. All Father. Okay. This is like a part of the overall, like, priest order, I suppose? I was glad to hear you returned to your last checkpoint safely, and overjoyed to hear you gained your X's. Okay, what's X's? X's, like X and Y X's? Your mother will no doubt be excited to hear you're coming back. Despite, some of the spelling mistakes, I do like the culture that's being displayed through the writing here, and this is an interesting little, reminds me of a little Minecraft base or something, but there's like grass growing inside and these fences, like a nice use of the depth. Pretty sure it's just misspellings. Right. I see. She worried often after you made your way past the Blue Valley and stopped sending letters. After reviewing your journal, she'll be happy to see your progression went smoothly. Thank you, All Father. My time on my pilgrimage no doubt will serve me well as a Hierophant. Yeah, it is misspellings, because Hierophant has an I before E, except after C. I'm still being coronated soon, right? But it's funny that despite the misspellings, there's a lot of sort of accurate terminology, I suppose. The Emperor is still coordinating the pilgrims, right? Oh ho ho, the Emperor, of course he is. You need not worry about the curfew, he does this a lot. It's almost part of the ceremony by now. Yeah, tradition, really. It seems that the cadence of the characters is fine. It just needs, some of the punctuation things are hampering my flow and understanding of what's going on, but that's fine. I'm sure all the soldiers will get their medals and all the pilgrims will gain their blessings and become Hierophants, I guess. All in due time. Okay, so there's some hope over the sort of current generation to sort of deliver for the All-Father, I suppose. Sigh. That being said, you know you don't have to be a pilgrim, right? You know your way through the Northern Passage. It's a long journey, but a lucrative trade route. Have you ever thought of being a courier? See, this is really good dialogue. I'm just surprised that there's, you know, spelling mistakes in such good dialogue. I don't know. We'll see if it's actually going to affect me in the storytelling. I'm yet to get to the meat of the sausage, so to speak. I came here to become a hierophant. I came here to make you proud, to make Mama proud. So we're sort of establishing the core wants and needs. I'm only saying you don't have to become a hierophant. Back when I enlisted you, you had not a skill to your name. If I'm being honest, I only did it to keep you out of the army. That's where the boys with no trade like you went. But seeing you now, I don't have to watch over you anymore. You can leave the covert and be fine. Is that leave the convent and be fine? Or leave the covert? You don't have to dedicate your life to the emperor, not like we do. So there's like, All-Father is establishing a choice to be like, you don't have to do what we do just because, you know, I mean, is the All-Father this person's literal father or just like a father figure? I don't know enough about the culture of this particular setting. The pilgrim looks to the floor. Young pilgrim, a hierophant's one true duty is to dedicate his life to our teachings and our emperor as if they are extensions of our icon Voyager. What's the icon Voyager? Reading onward in your journal. I don't believe you can do that. I don't believe you'd make a good hierophant. Okay, so it's not just that the All-Father is like, oh, you don't have to do this thing that might be, you know, unhelpful to you, but it's like, oh, I also don't think you have what it takes, you know. Am I crackling a bit? I've been trying to do some mic testing so I don't crackle, because there's some crackling that sometimes happens in the stream, and I'm like, why is it doing that? So I see a rage brewing within you. I see his rage brewing within you. Is this set in like the real world? Because everything looks kind of surreal, but is this actually like Christianity, or is this something else? The All-Father, you need to be aware that even if that man is gone, you are still your father's child, that the range of his birds within you. Like the bellows of a furnace, you may not be able to extinguish your birthright, but you can temper it. Do you really believe that? The Hierophant's order is no place to cool your scorched soul. Think of my words. I know you have the time to do so. And here, a parting gift. We recovered some journals that were incomplete and had some extra paper. Welcome in, Pudding. How you doing? How you doing this today? Hopefully you're doing well, wherever you are. I know how you love to draw. It should pass the time nicely. You wipe a frustrated tear from your eye. Okay, so why are we crying? Farewell. Wait, who said farewell? Was that the... It didn't have a name. Okay, see, it says bag in action in all caps. Now, I'm pretty sure that even if you have... I don't suspect that the creator has... They're writing well enough that I don't think it's English as a second language, but it might be something to do with... Because these are all caps. And I'm thinking that surely you can see that you should make it consistent with everything else. Like, have it be a capital. Even Pilgrimm, is that our name or is that our office, and should it be capitalized? I'm just wondering what the extent of this is. And see, it's got dice toss. Toss you bum dice. All future double dice rolls are turned into single rolls. Oh, it's got... Oh, we're doing like dice rolls and stuff. 1d8 damage may do more damage to yourself than the enemy. But it's like fist fight, one word, lowercase. I'm just wondering. It's probably just misspelling, so I apologize if I'm being a little nitpicky. You begin waiting out your stay. See, I don't know what waiting out the stay means. Oh, we're like super far. Okay, maybe I should turn voice dash off. You're lucky you don't have a roommate, right? I don't really like mine. He seems off. He's nice enough, but talking to him on the way here, it just feels different since we got here. See, the English seems fine. I don't feel like there's something wrong with the English grammar here. Maybe he's just shaken by the emperor. I am too, truth be told. The English seems great. I know he's lived for hundreds of years, but he's more unstable than divine. Okay. Even the dialogue is well written too. you took the northern passage west, right? Me and Larkspur went to the south. The caves were pretty treacherous, not to mention the swamps. I'd just try and get someone to to do a quick spelling check or grammar check, or even put it through Microsoft Word or some, or like, you know, some Google what's it called, Docs to detect your to detect any spelling or grammar mistakes and then fix them. You know, there are tools out there. But at least we didn't head eastward. I heard all they got back from their expedition was a charred book they ended 2 entries in. How they didn't come back, what could have stopped them? Couldn't be worse than those snake people, right? Because all I'm saying about that is that the writing is there. It's actually very good writing. It just there's tools to. It's just advice. Oh, why did they disappear when I tried to interact with them? Oh, you should do fixed direction for these ones. You know, a health potion is pink like a healthy heart. You know, a poison potion is purple like rotten meat. Yeah, this is it's interesting writing. It's a very curious sort of game. I am kind of... But here's the thing, I don't know what it means to like leave or go... Stay, go home. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You walked out the front gate with your head held low. Not one tourist tried to stop you. You found food and money for the journey home and addressed to you. Your former Allfather attached notes most likely reassuring you in your decision to leave, although they remained unopened. Yet 3 days into your journey, they suddenly stopped. Smoke bellowed from just behind the mountains. The outpost stirred with rumors of marauders. You never did hear anything concrete. You never did turn back, and while your journey became difficult without the supply of resources, you found your way back home soon enough. You never did turn back, and while your journey became... It's a bit... you've repeated the same message. There your mother greeted you with open arms. You were met with a joyous reunion. You eventually found work in the Merchants Guild, carrying goods back and forth between the Epithenia and the Northlands. In time, Epithenia became Epitaphnia, and your resources were in high demand as civil disputes demanded civil resources. Epithenia, let me just Google... No, these are fake places. Oh, maybe, yeah, it's a fake place. Okay, I thought it was going to be... I thought this was based on reality. So maybe it's just... Maybe it's a fictional... yeah, trying to figure it out. Well, it had potions, so... Not having to travel as much as you were able to settle down with your family and grew the village's wealth enough to put it on the map. Even as you expanded the town, the abandoned longhouse had remained untouched, just like many other longhouses you saw along your journeys. Some still hang the banners welcoming hierophants that never did arrive. Some even, this is quite a long epilogue, some even receiving patrons even without a hierophant to guide them. Before the memories of your time in the clergy faded, you came across a single remnant, a former hierophant still tending to his longhouse in Carcosa. I'm pretty sure Carcosa is a real place. Is it? It's a fictional city in Ambrose is short. Okay. You were quick to correct him. I am no hierophant. I never was, never could be. If I can recall, I was only a pilgrim. Thanks for playing. Well, that's one ending, I'm guessing. Some credits. Happy Trails, Pilgrim. I just do think that one pass for spelling and grammar would be good. But I'm just going to note... at end of game there are credits, but we're going to keep going here. I don't think I quite know. Like, I understand there is a central idea behind pilgrims and staying or leaving, but I don't know why we don't have what it takes. That's the one piece of the puzzle in caring about the story that I feel we need. I don't know. I don't have an idea of who our main character is and why we are not fit. Taka slipped by the guards and now they're in a tizzy. A tizzy? Is that is that real terminology in this world? Wow. Say, is that paper with you? You an artist or something? Hey, Commander. Want to have our portrait done while we wait? Gotta find nothing else we can do right now. This is great. Maybe you should keep it since you gotta keep record of us. Gotcha? My commander just became the head general. I mean, surely, even in spite of all, you know, understanding about writing and stuff, knowing to keep, like, the beginnings of sentences capitalized and end usually with a full stop instead of going dot 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 dot. You know, generally only do the the ellipses thing, the triple dots, if you know it's going to be effective with pauses instead of just doing it after every sentence. Well, after the last one got assassinated, you might have to go. It's going to get dark soon, especially considering, like, if this was just a little bit frustrating, because if it was grammatically, you know, if it took a little bit of care, then it would seem a lot more professional, because there's you know, it just feels even there's some things that you can correct that aren't, you know, that aren't due to a language barrier, but even just, you know, capitalization. As of 3 hours ago, I am considered to head general. For all intensive purposes, I am your boss. The Royal Guard does not adhere to any commanders. We are only extensions of the Emperor's will. You will need to be cleared by the Emperor or his bishops if we want to allow anyone else to enter. It almost feels intentionally inconsistent at times? Yeah. If it is intentionally inconsistent at times, I'm not sure if it's having a good effect on me, but yeah. Maybe it is intentional. They seem engrossed in their argument. Better let them be. Okay. I mean, if it was doing some like 5D chess, it would be like, hey, you are a pilgrim who has their own understanding or grasp of the language. But no, there's even things, you know, like this. You've got to keep the direction fixed so that when you interact with it, the sprites don't disappear. And mapping bug here. Okay. So there is a little bit of lack of polish. I'll pause the timer and I'll just note that down. Possibility glitch. And thrown doors. Cool. All right. Yeah, so I think we just go back to the room, right? It is a bit of a weird one because even in exploring all these rooms, I'm not quite sure I gained much understanding. Just like, oh, some people are doing this and that, but I don't understand my character better, I suppose. We were supposed to be coronated in 3 days. We've been under siege for 5. I'm finished waiting. I must find what has become of my fellow pilgrims. See, but the graphics are pretty good. These all look kind of these all kind of look same in the dark. Or the graphics are trying to do something quite ambitious. These all kind of look the same in the dark. But when you see something like kinda, I don't know if the people here would use the language of kinda. And here's some possibility glitches as well. More possibility glitches. It's sort of there's, you know, there's a language barrier, and then there's like quite for me, it seems like a more care could be taken into polishing, even no matter what language you use. Sorry, things have to end like this. Okay. Ursa Major emerged. See, this is Pilgrim, and then there's no other option. But like, you could just remove that option or something. Okay. Speak, attack, observe, bag. And these are all caps. Okay. What's speak then? Or attack? Oh, there's some toss you bum dice. May do more damage to yourself than me. What's dice toss mean? Rolls for nimbility. See, that's pretty wild. That's a great animation. All future double dice rolls are turned into single rolls. What is that? What is that? Oh, for it's just a Haki who. Ah, yes. Maybe they are going for a vibe. Hark. Maybe they are going for a vibe, but it's just if it's too like immense of a vibe, it doesn't quite hit for me. For something to be a vibe, I think it has to have at least some awareness of like, oh, it could it's doing some things intentionally, but if you have to sort of establish that you'll be able to do things really well first, and that everything that you're doing that's intentional is intentional. Because right now I'm confused what is and isn't inconsistent. Maybe is this maybe a team game? I don't know, but I don't take that into account when I'm judging these things. I don't look at the author. Whether it's a team game or not, I think I should judge it the same. Your enemy's attack hardly even grazed you. Interesting. Because I think if you're working as a team, it's just as important to try and make it seem like you have a unified vision. I'm not really feeling any sense of strategy here. See, I didn't know why I needed to do the attacks, but then the speak, the plead or antagonize. Little brother used to love the Pilgrims. He'd wave them off as they went to the Southlands. He'd get sad when they wouldn't return. My regards to whoever waits your return. The enemy seems to let their guard down. See, that seemed to be perfect punctuation and capitalization. See, even this rolling, I'm not sure if it's rolling a dice properly or if it's like, and what antagonize does. I could let you live perhaps, maybe you'd scurry home. Then again, I could save you the embarrassment right here and now. You simmer with rage. I don't know what's happening. Unknown potion, you take it. It doesn't even describe what it does. It's not describing anything. It didn't describe what it did. Oh, it is rolling like a 3. See, why did I attack there and didn't... I don't know. So is that rolling a 4 or something? Hark uses last roll. I don't know what a lot of this... It's very difficult to sort of sometimes understand what actually is happening. Like a 4. And what does it mean when I roll a 4? So they let their guard down. What does that mean? I guess I can attack them now. Wait, what? How come I can't dice roll? I don't know. 7. And what does 7 mean? Nimbility 7. What is this? I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm getting more irritated. This dice feels odd. Because it just feels very chaotic and I'm not really understanding the notion of between my choices and their consequences. It just seems like dice is rolling everywhere. Rolled a 2. Pilgrim took 4 damage. But I don't know how it took 4 damage. It's just not being conveyed to me. It's very chaotic. 3 damage. Why did someone take 3 damage? Fist fight. Let's try fist fight then. Roll for broth and break your hand. Why would I use this skill if it's like, oh, you might damage yourself more than the opponent? But I don't know who's attacking when it said attack 2 damage. Does it have a chance of dealing damage to self and a chance of dealing damage to the opponent? I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, I'm not too sorry, but see, I can't heal myself. I'm just trying everything at my... Can I run? No, it just doesn't allow you. So what's my goal here? Rolled a 3, I guess. And what does that mean? Does it matter at all? Does the dice number matter at all? It does seem like I'm rolling a number. Three. Okay, we did do a damage of 3. Uses last roll. Pilgrim took 2 damage. What does last roll mean? Oh, it uses the roll they did last? Why does that happen? Does observe do anything? I don't know. I lead, I guess. Oh, sometimes your enemies attack. You do not seem to be affected by their cries. I don't know what that means. What's going on? Why am I not affected by someone's cries? What's going on? Roll for wrath and break your hands. Is that a 6 or Pilgrimm was defeated? You've met with a sorrowful fate, haven't you? Okay, but what could have I done better? Why was that the bad thing that happened? Sorry, why did that happen? I'm entering the battle again, but I have no idea how to improve what I did. I guess speak, because I can use the pleading. I rolled a 1, I plead. But they won't let down their guard because I rolled too small, I'm guessing. Okay. But what does let down guard mean? I'm so... Hopefully the developer is understanding my frustrations. Because you roll a 1, doesn't it not matter whether you plead or antagonize? Why would you roll first before? It's like the DM asking, roll a d20, and then you roll a d20 and you say, oh, I got a 2, and it's like, so you are going to try to jump. Like the DM is telling you, no, sorry, and then you're like, and then they ask, okay, what do you want to do? And don't you ask what you want to do before you roll the dice? I don't know, I might have confused the metaphor a bit there, but it's like, yeah, like asking a player to roll before they even decide what to do. There we go. I guess there are some TTRPGs where that would make sense, but it will require a lot of sort of understanding of the rules to be like, hey, you rolled a 7, would you like to use that on this type of action or another type of action? But that would be like if there's some sort of opportunity cost. To be honest, you don't even know what's happening. I barely know what's happening. All future... See, I'm facing like a painting or something. All future double dice rolls are turned into single rolls. I don't know what a double dice roll is or if this person does it. So why would I use hark? Dice toss. Toss you bum dice. What does that mean? I know maybe they're trying to be funny or vague, or maybe... Honestly, I don't like using this, sort of excuse, and I'm sorry if this is offensive, but it does seem like the creators might have been high when they made this. I don't know, it seems like that type of game. But even people who are high make more coherent games in this. Sorry, that is quite harsh. I apologize. But hopefully you get what I'm saying, is that I don't know what's going on. I feel like I am, under the influence of something. Primal Rage. Why would my Primal Rage work on a 2? Isn't that a low number? Stoic says you're not alone. Yeah. The only reason why I say that is because the vibes are there. But it's like a lot of... It's very imaginative. Oops, I'll restart. Almost too imaginative. See, I don't quite know how to even win this first battle. And I think if you're having trouble understanding or winning the first battle that you're presented with, you've done something wrong in educating the player on how to play. They should know how to actually fight and strategize. I'm not strategizing, I'm just randomly... It feels like there's something here, but the developer didn't know how to convey it properly. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, exactly. It feels like. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. The dialogue is actually quite promising. It sets up stakes. It's like, oh, you don't have to join the order if you don't want to. You don't have to do what we, and you might not even have it in you. And that's actually quite a complex sort of thing. It's like, oh, the person who is at least my father figure, or, in this convent or whatever, they're like, hey, I don't think you should do this, and I might not even believe in you. And then you have to sort of grapple with that. But, like, make battles easier and simpler. It doesn't have to be this complex, I think there's an ambition here, but it doesn't have to be. Try and focus on, like, simplifying combat first and creating a good game loop and conveying that to the audience. It doesn't need to be complex dice rolling and different an attack that splits into different things if you can't communicate the trade-offs effectively to the audience. I'd rather it be simpler and more understandable, if rather than inscrutable and difficult to even strategize. So the vibes are here, and there are semblances of, like, a story conflict, but in regards to translating that into the thing that matters in a game, which is gameplay, I feel as if I don't quite understand any of it, and I feel like as if the stylization of the descriptions is getting in the way of the functional stuff. So, for example, for this attack, it says 1d8 damage may do more damage. Maybe give more information, like even here, dice toss you bum dice, but maybe put even 1d6 here or something. Like, make it consistent about describing the dice. And I mean, I know it's tempting to go full, like, we'll be stylized and we'll do this and that and we'll make stylized dialogue, but put in there the formula. I guess that does describe it. And then for speak, yeah, I don't know. Let their guard down. You see, it says they let their guard down, but what does that mean? I think it should be just a little more clear. And try and make the first battle as easy as possible. So try and act as like a tutorial to get the player into the game. A common mistake in the game jam entries here has been battles too long. Battles shouldn't be super long in a game where you've only got an hour to impress. The first battle shouldn't be 20 minutes long. It's a little bit of a mistake that oftentimes trips people up. Unless you're really good at designing battles already, but even I'm halfway decent at it. But I wouldn't trust myself to do a decent long first battle, because it requires a lot of skill, proven skill, and I wouldn't trust myself to do that. So I'm like, hey, try shorter, easier battles to start off with, and then maybe later some optional harder battles. Give a little bit of variance and difficulty as time goes on. So maybe have 10 battles in your game. Maybe 2 are optional and they're stronger, but I don't know, something like that. Is just keeping in mind the structure of the thing and not having a battle that blocks progress that is painful to continue with. I don't know if I should continue. I have been given I think Stoic knows what I mean, in that this essentially, if I don't know how to progress past this battle, I'm not sure if I see too much point in continuing. So I've tried this battle maybe 2-3 times. I'm not quite sure how to even win. we don't have it. Oh, I forgot about my potion. That might help, but still. Battle's cry falls on deaf ears. Actually, yeah, let's go like that. Like that. Let's try and speed it up. I'll just spam dice toss, see if that works. I didn't mean to speak, actually. I just was holding it down, but okay, I guess we'll plead. Oh, I did it again. Oh no. Antagonize. Well, we do have rage now, don't we? It's good. I will say it does what makes me we were defeated. I mean, there's clearly a lot of effort put into the art in particular, and the story setup is halfway decent. It's getting there, but I just need a little more development. And if I could just get past this battle, I don't know how though. So let's try. Okay, let's try and do what we got. Speak. So let's speak. We rolled a 3, which is low. So plead. Yeah. So I'll note down. I'm gonna try to my best to understand. A plead with a 3 roll is successful. So plead with 3 roll is successful, and then it does a guard down on the enemy. Yeah, so it puts the enemy's guard down. Let's try a 3 with an antagonize, and it means I simmer with rage. But what did that do? Why do I not have rage on me? Maybe the antagonize with 3 equals failure, and then like, because when it said simmer with rage, that meant failure, right? It wasn't clear. So maybe the guard down on the enemy only lasts 1 turn. I think that might be the case. The 3 plead should work. It's just it's not portrayed very well. Dice toss. Why did that dice toss not work? It didn't attack the enemy. And that what every time I've used it, it attacks the enemy. Oh, we got a 1, which means even our pleading won't work. Yeah. It would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice to be like, you rolled a speak. I think I have been given permission to end early if we simply can't get through it. If there seems to be something beyond which it feels like any content beyond that bound would not change the mind. And in this in particular, I feel gives me enough information to sort of make a judgment. Because I legitimately have no idea how to continue. Simmer with rage. Is that unsuccessful? A 3 roll on an antagonize? It is a failure. I've tried that before. Yeah. It's just all of this is not conveyed very well. 1 roll. So even antagonizing would not work. So why would you give me an option? We rolled a 2, which means they take 3 damage. Uses last roll. What does that mean? What does use last roll mean? Is that a 6? It looks backwards. Maybe it's an old school 6. We use an unknown potion. And we roll with the potion. Rolls for Wrath. Oh, that's quite a big attack, just sort of randomly. Oh, we slayed. Oh, we had 1 HP. Oh, so lucky. I had no idea why we were successful. Take enemy bauble, take emboldite ring, take Fithurshal ring plus death. What does enemy bauble do? Why aren't you're telling me what the other 2 do, but you're not telling me what enemy bauble does. You acquired tech bonuses, my axe and no one else's. Hue has been added to your skill base. Huey, and I can't talk to that person. The All-Father's body is weak. Pilgrim, in my room, your axe. Retrieve them. Get as far from here as possible and never look back. You acquired a healing potion. Okay, I mean, this axe is mine and mine alone. With your second axe, you add a chop to your skill base. Okay. Adding some new moves. I mean, that makes sense. Nice, we've healed. Why did it say with your second axe you've added a chop to your skill base? We already had one. It's not our second axe, but like, it's not added anything to our items. A battered book, a journal detailing this year's first pilgrimage to the east. Entry 1. All-Father told us not to waste too many pages documenting the sea. However, my father taught me the value of a marine journey. In day you can really tell how green the mountains of Epithenia truly are when splitting the ocean and sky. At night I see the rays of Venus crack the sky, glowing vibrant yellow, pink and green across the canopy of stars, a true sight I wish I could capture and share. Words simply do no justice. Okay, and there's an empty one at the end. This is my journal, filled more with doodles and yabbering than any else of value to the covert. I think it's convent. Rereading this, I have doubts I ever could have been a hero font. You grabbed a feather shell ring. You acquired HP bonus. It says you grabbed a ring, but we have. It's just giving. I guess it's just giving a. I don't know why they wouldn't just be items, especially when you have items there. We're seeing someone sneak through. Creepy. I can tell why there's a white outline on the characters now, because everything is quite sort of monochromatic. Yeah, more possibility. Potion, a potion, a potion, a potion, a potion. The graphics are very evocative. Oh, someone rushed out at us. Oh, okay. Dancer emerged. Hopefully... Oh, nice. We got Chop and Hue now. 2d8 minus 2. Critical 8 has a chance to remove enemy's attack. Okay, let's chop. Let's just keep chopping. Ah, now I got room for 2 dice, apparently. Your bloodlust grows. Your bloodlust grows. I don't know what your bloodlust grows means, whether it's an actual status effect or what's happening behind the scenes. Seems like a much easier battle now that I have some potions as well. That was way, way easier. I'm just going to keep getting an attack bonus because hopefully that will make me an attacking machine that just kills people with one fell swoop, which will be much more fun. I do like that we can customize our character. I do think it's fun because it means that I can quote-unquote break the game by just min-maxing on this attack and see what happens, you know? Wait, what's going on here? What's going on there? Why does it say up? Oh, sorry, I did the wrong thing. All right. Oh, okay. What if I... Yeah, attacked. When did you get here? It's so dark. I've been walking this maze all night. Ursa Minor. Okay, well, we've got enough attack that I think we'll... Oh, I didn't want to observe. Observe. Well, we've never tried it before, have we? We study the way, and I don't know what studying the way that they move does, but... Chop. Oh, we got an extra one now. See, this seems more fun because the battles are easier. We can just sort of mow through them. Okay, let's use a potion. Do our bag. We've got so many potions. Need to use more potions. Yay. Let's chop. I'm too rattled to throw my dice. Oh, okay. So only throw one. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Never mind. It still did a lot of damage. Gah. We're gonna do a lot of damage. Perfect. Min-max on this damage, for sure. Okay, I'm glad I got past that first battle because just being able to go through all the battles quicker and more and easier is much more happy path for me. Oh, hello. Hello, Theoden. The commander. He'll be here any minute, but I won't wait any longer. This moment of clarity may come few and far between. But with the guilt, the sacrifice of my soldiers, the pilgrims, and anyone else in the way of this moment, I'll strike you down for everyone left, and I'll be danged if I let some mysterious stranger wear the crown for me. It's really funny that the name of the commander between this message and the last one went from low caps to upper caps on the. Huff, huff. Get me, my doctor. Something's very wrong. I can't hear my icon. Maybe killing you is more of a mercy right about now. Hark. A pilgrim? Leave while you can. You have no idea what I'm doing this for. The world remains on the scales as long as this man lives. Believe it or not, if you asked me a few days ago, I would have agreed with you, stood by you. But slaughtering my fellow pilgrims for this, your soul is forfeit. I'm warning you, pilgrim. Turn away now and you may still be spared. The light that casts the shadow will split the darkness. Axe in hand, I am the pilgrim. I am the hierophant. I am the richest hand of Voyager. Okay. Commander emerge. I think we'll be fine because we've got extremely high attack. I didn't heal before this, which is kind of bad. Whoa, your bloodlust grows. Yeah, Roth is pretty good. Let's drink a potion. Now, I feel a little bit more in charge of my destiny for this battle. I just think starting off with the hardest battle in the entire game might be a little bit not so good a decision. There we go. Easy. Nice. The commander stumbles but does not fall. He only looks at you with the richest indignation. Even if I die here, I can't let you save the Emperor. Too many people are counting on me. Too many lives at stake. If either of us walked out of this room alive, everyone we know and care about, their lives are forfeit. Oh, more? Commander. Okay, he keeps attacking. Okay. Drink an unknown potion, of course. Pretty cool with those scars, all those bleeding on its face. Pretty neat effect. Chop, I guess. More chop. Young chop on the beat. Okay, we need to heal. Unknown potion. Wait, why didn't I drink an unknown potion? What I did. How can it block my drinking of my unknown potion? Or maybe I was stunned. If I want to drink unknown potion, I'll drink unknown potion. Wow. Only 1 HP? Oh no. I keep trying to drink my unknown potion. It won't let me drink my unknown potion. There we go. A little bit of health. Did they, yeah, it's like a dice rolling system. It's a dice rolling system. I feel like it would be, if the dice rolling was made a little more clear, then it'd be great. sometimes I don't know why certain numbers are old. See, I don't know why there was 11 after the first 0. But I do think that on this chop... Oh, wait. Now I know. Yeah, it's just the first dice gets subtracted. There we go. Yeah. After the commander collapses, you look towards your Emporia. Perhaps you would have held the commander's word to heart. Perhaps you would have killed him in his stead. You'd never know, for the immortal Emporia has succumbed to an unforeseen wound. You look around for the culprit only to see a shadowy figure wearing the crown of your fallen Emporia. He slips through no doors, only the solid wall, much like the Emporia would. He leaves with nothing more than a hideous laugh, a cackle that rattles your very bones. You are overcome with a bizarre sense of purpose, though. Battered by your battle, you stumble through the temple door. You let the rain wash over your burning wounds, and for a moment you think you may slip away, but you press on. The sounds of the siege grow in the distance. You wait, axe in each hand. I think I have 3 axes, right? Let them come. Let the marauders break down the door. You hear the door opening, but your eyes can't stay open. Before you have a chance to make your last stand, you fall on your knees. It's been days, weeks, who knows how long since that day. You had dreams of people you met, people you cared about, people you hated. You had dreams of waking up in hospital beds, tending to your wounds. You had dreams of not waking up at all, simply wandering your icon's hand. You dreamt about men in the shadows, shining blades, their hideous laughter feeling as real as they did on that night. But waking up now, you find yourself in a damp wagon, your foot wrapped soggy and cold. These rags you wear nothing, like the ones given to you when you began your journey, but not ones completely unfamiliar to you. Your all-father spoke of these tunics and the men who wore them. You wear a damned man, beguiled to the gallows. Looking to your left, you saw beside you a familiar man, the dark-haired soldier you met in the palace. Not any farther were 2 brothers. One turned towards you and waved with a sardonic grin. And at the head of the carts carrying forsaken men, the commander, stripped of his rank and dignity, his hollow eyes beaming pure contempt. You would have been resigned to this fate if something had not caught your ear, something about the temple bell that reminded you home and why you left, not for gold nor pride, but a purpose burning within you all your life. You drag yourself to your feet steady even when the carriage became rocky, even when the guards let loose a barrage of spear poles over your head. You did not so much as waver. You bring a finger to the evil sitting ahead of you. Hark, ye who dance in moonless night, I am the light that splits the darkness, I am the Pilgrim. Nice, okay, cool. Betrayals, Pilgrim. Okay. Alright, that was Pilgrim. Well, hopefully if you've been watching, at least for the first part, you might know exactly how I feel about this game. Welcome in, Mr. Mask. CH. I see this game. Hang on 1 second, I just want to check one thing. Okay. So, the game. Pilgrim. So it's an interesting idea, right? As shown by the title screen, it does have Pilgrim on it, and it is about some kind of convent, the beliefs of which I'm not so sure. Welcome in, Lockerleon. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, the beliefs of which I'm not 100% sure. But I do think it's about some kind of doubting of the All-Father, of whether the Pilgrim, was able to do their job, or was able to graduate into being a Hierophant. But I think it was certain things like I wasn't really sure what a Hierophant did. I wasn't really sure what context. There was a lot of sort of implications here in a very complex sort of webbed, web of politics and intrigue and stuff that kind of I never quite understood what was at stake and how and why people were attacking and what was happening and why I should care. I knew that the Pilgrim people attacked this sacred convent. I don't quite know why. Maybe I misunderstood, but it did seem there was a lot of poetic description of things that was a little bit let down by inconsistent grammar and spelling and different things, so just keeping that in mind. But even in spite of that, I still want to know, like, for instance, they keep saying, oh, I wasn't made for being a hero fan, but they never, in my opinion, as long as I know, they didn't really describe how. They were just like, oh, you're not made for it, you know. And I didn't really relate to the main character. Like, why weren't they made for it? Why did the All-Father not believe in them? What was wrong? All this sort of stuff. It was alluded to. I just don't think it was made clear. And then, of course, the battles. If anyone's watched the VOD, the first battle was extremely, difficult to get through. I tried maybe 4 or 5 times, and I don't know why in the end I won. And then in the end, I just started spamming the same skill over and over, and it did some rolls, but I'm not sure why. Like how the damage was calculated in the end, even if I tried rereading it several times, the description. All in all, I'd just say thank you. If every gift is a game, thank you for making this game. A lot of the elements of this game were confusing. I don't know how much of it was intentional or unintentional, but thank you for. I mean, the art clearly has a lot of effort put into it, but game design is important as well. Like the I think the battles got easier as they literally got easier, and you were just able to get through them. But yet at the same time, with the story, I don't quite know. Did I say every gift is a game? Sorry, Pudding. I mean, every game is a gift. Yeah, so that's how I feel about this game, Pilgrimm. I think just a little bit of clarity and consistency, or maybe a lot of clarity and consistency and simplification would do this game a lot of favors, a big favor. I think there was an attempt here to make things sophisticated and interesting in that way, at the cost of clarity and at the cost of just simple gameplay. There's a lot of dice rolls in this and that, but I'm just like, it doesn't really hit if you aren't nailing the core tenets of like simple gameplay design. That's my opinion on it anyway. But every game is a gift, and keep making games. Yeah, that's how I feel about this game. I'm going to mute the audio for this game, and I'm going to put on my own track while I go through the 5 categories and sort of I'm going to judge based on 5 categories: theme, gameplay, engagement, presentation, and polish. Not saying the ratings out loud because that will come later, but my thoughts on each category I'll be saying those out loud and making notes in my private notepad so that I can write a better review in length when time comes. Alrighty, theme. Beyond expectations. The plot was quite surprising. I mean, I just saw the VOD of you playing my game. Sorry, I was napping at that time, I think. Oh, okay, which game was yours, Mr. Mask? I don't know which one that was. The plot was quite surprising. Irene... Oh, yes, Irene Homecoming. Yeah, quite a good game. I like that one. The plot was quite surprising. This is for Pilgrimm. I'll chat to you in a sec. Well, yeah, but Irene was a good game. I'll just do my notes on Pilgrimm first. And yeah, nice. So there's an entire VOD there for you. Yeah, the plot was quite surprising. It did buck expectations quite often, but I would probably... Oh, and there is a plot point where it details the Pilgrims' meeting of the All-Father's expectations, or going beyond them, I suppose. But maybe this theme could have been made more clear. Yeah, that's how I feel about that one. Gameplay. The gameplay. Ooh. Quite overly convoluted in my opinion. a lot of dice rolls and skills that I didn't understand by the end of my hour playing the game. Many messages in battle were missing. I didn't know whether it was hitting or not, or why many of the things were happening. I just selected a bunch of moves and had a general idea through trial and error which ones dealt more damage. Potions are also due to dice rolls as well. I think in this case, simpler might have been better. A simple gameplay loop. This was a bit ambitious. And I don't think it achieved most of its goals, gameplay-wise. Engagement. The over difficult first battle gave me a bad impression of the gameplay. The later battles were easier, but this didn't really improve my already stained impression of the game. I think that simplification would do it good, even with the stakes of the story. While the Pilgrimm not meeting the All-Father's expectations was alluded to, I didn't really get a sense of stakes on why I should care about anyone in this convent or the main character. I found it difficult to relate emotionally to any of the characters or to get a good impression of them. Yeah. Presentation. Decently stylized graphical presentation. Fairly a lot of effort put into it. It was, let's say, decently impressive. Sound mix could use some work. Some sound effects were loud and others were too quiet. Yeah, that's that one. Polish. Passability glitches in several maps, and what else? Typos and inconsistent capitalization and inconsistent to the point where it affected my enjoyment of the story. I feel as if some of it was also due to lack of care, especially capitalization issues. All right. Cool. Awesome. That's my idea of the game. Every game is a gift, and keep making games. And thank you for making this game. I appreciate you. And yeah, every game is promise, and there is a promise of a good time in here if the mechanics are simplified and sort of streamlined, to make a more refined experience. It just needs polishing. That's the main thing, and just needs polishing. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day, developers. And this is the end of the recording for the developers. Goodbye, developers. Hopefully it doesn't crash my stream.